Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about, do women crave heartless men? So the answer to that question, and I'm going to go into why, so it's very important that you don't make a snap judgment on my answer, because I'm going to explain why. Okay, so it's very important that you stick around for the video and you watch the whole thing so you can see my explanation. But do women crave heartless men? The truth is, no, they do not. But sometimes they end up with heartless men, okay? Because the thing is that women really do crave, when it comes to men, is they crave authenticity and they crave leadership, right? They look for men who are authentic and leaders, okay? So then why do women sometimes, or a lot of the time, end up in relationships with men who are actually really heartless and cruel? Why is that? Okay? So the answer to that is that sometimes they mistake these sort of like, because when it comes to a heartless man, right, a very self-centered man, right, he will display is very like false leadership qualities and authenticity qualities, right? So basically what this means is that a woman, let's say, create an example, right? So a woman meets a man and he comes up to her and he says, you know what? I really like you. I think we should go out. We should go out this Saturday. I think you're great. We're going to go to this place. We're going to go and do this. We should definitely do that, right? So, and let's say he's a really horrible person. Let's say he's a really horrible guy. But she's attracted to that decisiveness, that leadership, and the fact that he just came out and basically said, hey, look, you know what? I'm interested in you. I really like you. He was being authentic from the beginning and he was displaying leadership qualities, even though, let's say, later down the road, he ends up being really horrible to her, mean to her, controlling her, right? So it's kind of like he's displaying these leadership qualities and this authenticity, but it's actually coming from a very deep place of insecurity, okay? Coming from a very, very insecure place. Because in essence, he's not really being a leader, he's just trying to control her. Okay, and if she kind of sort of to exert any kind of control in their relationship, that's when he's going to start being horrible to her and being heartless to her and being mean to her, because he doesn't like the fact that she's got her own mind. Okay, and therefore he starts to control her even more, sometimes in a really horrible, cruel way. Okay, but you can see how she can mistake at the beginning how authentic he is, how the fact that he's not hiding his attraction for her. He's being decisive, saying, hey, you know what, we should do this, we should do that. Right? She likes that. She likes to be led. Right? If you think of it in dancing, the male is the one that is leading the dance, right? Leading the woman around the floor. And that's what women like. They like to be led most of the time. Okay, I don't want to get any angry women on here who are like saying, I like to be a leader. Yeah, I know you do. I'm sure there are plenty of women that like to be leaders too, okay? But most of the time, across the board, the majority of the time, women love men who are leaders and can be the leader and is the leader of the relationship and who is also very authentic, okay? So there's a great book that you can read a lot about this on, which is Models by Mark Manson. That's a really great book that you can get. The audiobook's really good as well, about how you can be more authentic, right, without, without masking your feelings and, being put in friend zone and things like that. How you can actually really attract women into your life. So that's a really great book for you, a really good tool. So obviously I said an example, right? But how can you then be more authentic? If you're trying to attract women into your life, you're trying to attract more dates, how can you personally be more authentic? Right? So you can have more success like the heartless men do. But what the great news is that you're not a heartless man. You're a really kind man, which I'm sure you are. Right? You're not going to be heartless to women. You're not going to be cruel. You're not going to be mean. You're not going to be abusive, whatever it may be. Okay? So how can you be authentic? So like the heartless man, what you can do is when you like a woman, when you're interested in her, you don't beat around the bush about it. You don't try and be her friend first. Right? What you do is you say to her that you're interested because that's how you really feel. Now, there might be some guys watching this and thinking, well, yeah, but I really do want to be her friend too. But yeah, that's okay. But if your desire for her, right, if your attraction for her outweighs, basically, your friendship for her, like if someone said to you, okay, you can either be her friend or you can be in a relationship with her, which one do you want? right? Obviously, you're going to pick the one like, oh yeah, I want to be in a relationship with her. And that's how you truly feel. That's your authentic self. You want something more with her. You want romance, right? So from the get-go, you have to say that. You have to ask her out. Okay, you don't have to be all lovey-dovey about it. You don't have to write a romantic letter. All you have to do is go up to her and say, hey, you know what? I think you're really cute. I think you're really attractive. I'd really love to get to know you better. When are you available? Right, and a girl that likes you, a woman that is attracted to you, and she should be able to, even if this is a woman you've just met, she should be able to tell by the way that you look, right, if she's attracted to you. So you're going to get a good, authentic answer from her, right? If she thinks you're attractive and she likes you, then she's going to agree to it, okay? So it's really important that you are authentic first, because what a lot of guys try to do is they try and be her friend first, and they try to be really nice to her and things like that, which is a good thing to do if it looks good on paper. But the reality is that if your desire for her is stronger than your desire to be her friend, like what I've already discussed, right, she's going to tell that something is off with you, right? She may already even have an inkling like, you know what, I think he likes me, but he's just, you know, I'm just not sure about what's going on. I think he likes me, but he hasn't really said anything. He doesn't seem very confident because he's not asked me out. And obviously she likes leadership. She craves leadership and authenticity. And you're not being authentic because you're trying to be a friend, right? When actually you really will have the hots for her, right? And secondly, you're not being a leader because you're not being confident enough to just ask her out and bite the bullet. Okay, so you're being inauthentic. Okay, you're hiding behind the mask of friendship. That's not your true authentic self, right? It's better to be authentic and get rejected than to be her friend and try to weed your way in there and it not work out and for you to have wasted all of that time. Okay, because usually if you try and go down the friendship route, it usually leads to rejection anyway. Okay, so you might as well just get it over with, and if she's going to reject you, she's going to reject you. But the good news is she may not. Okay, because you're being authentic and you're being a leader, and the fact that you've gone up to her and you're bold may actually be enough to actually attract her, because obviously she craves leadership. Okay, so that's how you can be authentic, right? Be true to how you feel. If you find a woman attractive, tell her, ask her out. Obviously, if she's got a ring on her finger, right, or you know she has a boyfriend because let's say maybe you know from work or school, depending on how old you are. Right? If you know this, then obviously it's not a good idea to ask those women out because you already know that they're in a relationship. They're already emotionally unavailable. Okay, so it's not a good idea to ask those women out. But if you don't know if a woman is single or not, or you know a woman is definitely single, then yeah, you should definitely go for those girls and ask them out. Okay? So the next thing then is how to be more of a leader. Okay, so again, this is something that I've already discussed a little bit. You know, when you ask her out and say, hey, when are you available? Right? And you've been bold to do that, right? And she says, oh yeah, I'm available Saturday. You're like, great, how about we meet at this restaurant at this time on Saturday? Okay, you're being the leader. You're not making her make all the decisions, right? Make a decision for her. And if she doesn't like that decision, let's say she knows someone who works at that restaurant, right, that you've picked, right? Or she doesn't, or maybe she worked there before and she doesn't really like the staff there, or whatever it may be. Maybe she's been there before, had a bad review. She'll say, "Oh no, I don't really want to go there." But she may offer a suggestion, or you could also offer another suggestion yourself, and see what happens. Okay. So, being the leader is extremely important. You know, another thing as well is like when you hold her hand, you lead her across the street. That's also really important, right? You're just showing that leadership quality. Okay, it's really, really important. Okay, and it's something that you have to keep up with throughout your whole relationship. You have to always be the leader. So that means you're either walking side by side when you're walking down the street together, or you're like one step in front of her. Right, that's leadership. Right, you're leading her to where you're going. Right, things like that. And also it's important, like when you're in a relationship, like later on down the road, that you keep on with those leadership qualities. When you're deciding on what car to get, when you're deciding on when to get married, when you're deciding on what kind of area you want to live in, what kind of TV you're going to buy for your apartment or something like that. These are all things that you can do for yourself, like to show leadership qualities, to show her that you're a leader, right? Like, oh, I think we should get this TV. And she'll be like, great, let's get that TV. It could be that you're on a date night, right? You still have to keep that thing up. Don't just keep on asking her what she wants to do because you're worried she's not going to like what you suggest. Always make the suggestion of what you would like to do. Like, hey, how about we go and watch the movie? Why don't we go and watch a movie tonight for date night? She'll be like, yeah, okay, it sounds good. Most of the time she'll just go along with it because she likes to be led. Okay? You can even like plan like little surprises for her, like little surprise weekend getaways or whatever it may be. It could be like nights out or something like that. It could be that you just surprise her with like these little things that you've planned, right? Because it's showing that you're a leader. If you show that you've made plans and you execute those plans, that shows leadership energy, leadership qualities. Okay, so it's very important that you're a leader. So the question then, do women crave heartless men, is no, they just crave certain qualities that heartless men are really good at like masking. Okay, but what they really crave is they crave men who are authentic, who are leaders, but also who are kind. Okay, that aren't mean to her, that aren't horrible to her. I don't know where like a lot of men have got this idea of that women like to be treated badly. They do not. Okay, they only stay with men who treat them badly because they're either trapped or they've got Stockholm syndrome. You hear it all the time with people who are victims of DV. Right, the women stayed way too long because they loved their husbands, right? Or they stayed because of the kids, and they was hoping one day he was going to change, or they thought he was going to change, or that he manipulated her, right? There's never usually that straightforward, okay? It's not the straightforwardness of like, oh, women just love to be abused or whatever it may be. They don't. They really do not. They don't crave heartless men at all. They crave leadership and authenticity. And unfortunately, that's something that cruel men are very, very good at hiding, that they're really good at to begin with. Okay, and they capture her, basically. They capture her heart or her mind because they've manipulated her. And then they often have to stay. And sometimes that can end very, very badly. And it's really, really sad. Okay, so women do crave something, and they crave authenticity and they crave leadership. And you can be those two things and kind simultaneously. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.ChristineLoveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.